Well, I'm known as the grumpy vlogger. I'll gripe and complain longer. Please do me the adieu and kindly view me on YouTube.
How do everyone? Welcome to my live stream. I am the Grumpy Vlogger. For those of you who don't know, which most of you do, we got old guy on the drone in the house, Canadian Drone Hub. Which hey, let's bring on the guy himself. Let's bring on Roger from Canadian Drone Hub, and let me bring you right on over here. Let's see. There you go. All right. Okay. And how you doing, Roger?
Hi guys, I'm doing very good, doing very good.
Yeah, it seems like it's just this morning I saw you.
Day goes by fast, doesn't
It does. And,
it?
and by the way, guys, in case you don't know, Roger sells these on his site. I'm sure that, and there you
There
go.
you go.
Canadian Drone Hub. Normally I would have my own, but your special guest, Mel gives me a hard time. I need to start using his too, but Judy said I couldn't. She said I had to keep it as a collector's, but I'm going to go ahead and use it next time we do his show together. But, anyways, Roger, so what new and exciting things are happening with you?
Well, not very much really. We've been snowed in all day, very bad storm with high winds and everything, so didn't do diddly today, to tell you the truth.
It sounds like my day. I try to do diddly all day long, you know? uh,
Yeah, the winds were very, very bad today, so
yeah, what kind of snow drifts do you
we
guys get up there?
what kind of what?
Snow drifts
Well,
do you guys?
we got the 3 feet of snow drifts. But today it was a mixed batch. We had ice, rain, snow. We've had a lot.
Okay, I want to crank my voice up just a little. They said you're actually louder than me, which is usually a. So if you guys can't have problems hearing me, just say so, and I got several adjustments I can still do. So, uh, but I want to. I've got two windows open up here, so I'm going back and forth. I need to settle on one and be done with it. Let me take care of some housekeeping here and talk to everybody. Let's see. We got. Let's start out with the guy that showed up earliest for the stream tonight. That would be Grant, Mister Stay Drunk, who does these graphics for me. Uh, he's my
Oh,
graphics
cool.
guy. He's been my go-to guy for years. I've known him for 20 years. He lives in Australia, and thus he's got the picture of Vegemite on his logo there. But so we got Grant. We got who else did we get come in? Let's see. I
Just give
said
me a
it right.
second.
Rick Halber, Mark Rogers, uh, Drone Shots. Of course, we got Roger here with 400 AGL. Mel, miss you tonight, buddy, but I understand. Uh, let's see. What's that say? I don't know if you have your phone by you, but you need to
Okay.
turn Roger. Okay. All right. All right. Let me do that. Let me do an adjustment here. We didn't get a chance to. All right. Roger, go
Okay.
ahead and say something.
Okay. I'd like to say hi to Drone Shots, the old guy in the drone, Chris Hope, Jim Wallace, Zebmeat. How you doing? Rick Hollibert,
Okay.
Peter Carl or Carl. Sorry about that.
Peter Carroll.
Yeah. Codorso Media, Paul Murray.
Oh, Paul's
Welcome,
in.
welcome to everybody.
All right. So, yeah, we got, of course, Chris Hope, Jim Wallace, Rick Halber, who was early. Oklahoma Droner. Hey, Matt, welcome. Glad you made it. And old guy in a drone, Cardosa, drone effects with Claude. He's been following me pretty. Artco, can't forget you, my friend. I have missed your show this weekend. Saturday was one of those days that I just, you know, And uh, Paul, I would have you on the panel, but I can only do two people, me and this gentleman here. I don't. I'm cheap, unlike Mel. So, but anyways, I tell you what, I I, I got to tell you something, okay? Uh, Judy and I have been binge watching, uh, and believe it or not, this has something to do with drones. But we've been binge watching Midsummer Murders, which is a British mystery. I don't know if any of you watched that on BritBox or any of those shows. But if you like a good British mystery, they're a good one to watch, okay? And it's a BBC production, so you can either watch with BritBox or Acorn or both. So let's see if we're any better here. I got my back. Let's see.
Hey, Fly Natural, how you doing? Hey guys, just touched down in Houston. Cool there, Fly Natural. Wiedemann Photography, how you doing? Oh, lost your sound there, Lloyd. Oh, okay, you must be on mute. Okay. Midwest Drones, good day, good day. Mel, how you doing, my friend? Okay. Uh, Evening Wiedemann Photography. Yep, what's the matter? Lloyd lost your sound. I ain't touched nothing. Everybody check out that GoFundMe page. Check it out. It's to help out Fly Natural. Hold on. Yeah, so like Roger, Big Wreck there today on the Canadian Highway. Yeah, on the 400 highway in Ontario, there was a big wreck. They always get the big wrecks down there, really bad, really bad. Every time you got a snow, what was really high winds and snow today, so went really bad for everybody there. The roads were very bad here this morning. I was supposed to go for appointments this morning. I got my truck, I backed it out of the garage, carport, and I was listening to the news, and they said this road's closed, this road's closed. I says, oops. I says, I'm not going nowhere. So I put the truck back in and came in the house. Drone effects. I hope everybody's still hearing me. Let me slow down. Yeah. Okay. I think Lloyd had a little technical difficulties. Yeah, there's some highways closed down there also. Oh, the winds are very bad. That's for sure. Yeah, here there were 100 kilometers. Well, there were 60-mile-an-hour winds, and there was sometimes they're up to 80. So, well, thank you there, Artco. Lloyd's got problems there with his audio. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, that it's Interactive DNA that helped me out with my picture, my logo, and everything. He's one that designed the picture for the T-shirts, and the cups. There we go. Kim's taking care of the dog, Chris Hope. Yeah, she had to go outdoors there. Chris Hope asked you. Yeah, she had to go poop. There you go. Same thing here, Codorso, same thing here. Very bad. The snow drifts are really high. The tractor just passed by here about a half an hour ago, man. You should have seen it. It was really deep.
hurts to be you.
Oh, there you go. It hurts to be you. Help at home, Lloyd. I'm going to be late. I'm driving. Okay. Broadcasting from Oklahoma. There you go. I heard Duke Nukem.
Okay.
There you go.
Can you hear me?
Yep. Can hear you. I can hear Mel also.
Yeah. No, I didn't. Hang, hang on, guys. I got my technical advisor on the phone. Now I got to find where that friggin' thing's at. There we go. Turn me down a little bit. All right. Roger, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
All right, they can hear me. So we're back to good again. Is it coming through?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming
Guys on
through. It's coming through, Mel. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Thanks, Mel. All right, bye. What I did is I laid my phone down on my keyboard on some unknown
Oh,
key, but I don't know which key it was. So give me a second to regroup here
okay.
and get my settings. I had to shut off my original microphone setting, and and so let me get. I got one thing I need to set. Oops, that's not it. Where is it now? Because I don't want to overpower anybody, but I should be coming in about. How am I sounding?
You're sounding
Uh,
good.
okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I did, but what happened was I kept hearing this repeating sound in my ears, and it just wouldn't. It was like it was stuck on some noise it was trying to make. So,
Yeah.
uh,
The only thing that's not working is your camera right now.
what?
Your camera's not working.
Oh, that's yeah. Okay. Hang on a second. You're still in the picture, and I'm out of the picture.
Yeah.
How's
Yeah.
that? Jeez.
There you go.
There
And
we
you're back.
go. All right. I don't know where was that on that one. I forgot I switched you over. I was still looking at the preview camera, which is on this side over
Okay.
here, and
Okay.
you were in the live feed. So, all right, we're okay. Like I was saying earlier about my videos, no matter how much you polish, you just can't polish a turd to be a diamond. And that's what
Yeah.
my shows are. Oh my
Yeah.
God. All right, let me get one more thing set up here so that you guys aren't hearing my wife's let me handle that. All right.
Oh,
Is that
okay.
better?
Yep.
Got rid of some of that background noise. So okay, now let me put that out of the way where it's not touching. I won't touch the keyboards, okay? Uh, other than maybe to do that. But that's the iPad. See, that's the problem. I don't use keyboards. I'm usually on my iPad, and that's why I do everything on. But what I was going to talk
Okay.
about was, and this has to do with drones. But today I watched one of the most interesting episodes of Midsummer Murders. It was, see if I can find it. It was episode. It was in the 19th season, episode 5, and it's called "Death by Persuasion." Now, this was one of those things that was it was meant for the guys, it was meant for the ladies, everybody. And what it was they had this series of murders, but they were using inspired drones and they had a container underneath it, and they were testing it out to fly it through town and deliver medical supplies from one end, like a pharmacy thing, using an
Okay.
Inspire drone. Now, of course, naturally, it's a murder mystery, so somebody has to die. The reason the ladies would like it is because it was taking place at a Jane Austen event. I don't know if you guys, most of you guys, you married guys that know who Jane Austen are. They're single guys, especially the young ones, they're not going to know who Jane Austen is. But this was, she wrote Pride and Prejudice, Persuasion, and yes, I've seen them all because my wife loves them, so I had to watch them. So, but they actually used the same, they filmed the Midsummer Murders in the place that was used for to film Pride and Prejudice. It's called, the place called Pemberley, and it's actually in Devonshire. Uh, but Cheddarsole House, I think is what it's called, if I remember right. I looked it up today. But they use these drones, and I got to admit, I saw the most ingenious way to use an Inspire if you want to bump somebody off. You have one of these release mechanisms in the bottom of the Inspire, and you carry a dagger with it. You fly over them, and as they look up to see what the noise is, you drop the dagger. I kid you not.
Uh,
That's how that's how they killed one of the guys.
there goes our hobby.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is they brought up the UK rules about flying within 50 meters of people because
Okay.
the lady who was delivering the prescriptions on bicycle, this was going to cost her job. So she was snapping pictures and showed that they were in violation of the rules. So they did bring up the drone safety rules for the UK. So it was they the only problem at the end, which actually a kind of a neat thing, they bring up a hexcopter at the end of the show, and it comes flying out, and underneath it, it's got a pint of beer. With it's on a hanger underneath. And it sets down, and the guy reaches out and grabs his pint. Then the guy comes walking out, and he's using a Phantom 4 controller to run this hexcopter that was not a Phantom 4. Yeah, but only drone guys would notice that crap.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah, for sure, for sure.
But it took drones. It talked a little bit about drone safety. It showed what they could be good for. It also showed what they could be bad for. And
Mm-hmm.
it had some Jane Austen for the ladies, so your wife won't say, "What, another mystery?" Or, "Oh, is this a drone movie?" No, they were dressed up in period costume and doing the dance and the whole, yeah. It was the perfect combination. It was a perfect date night movie. So remember that Midsummer Murders, uh, episode season 19, episode 5. If you want to see a really interesting one, uh, they use the Inspire throughout most of it, and which was quite ingenious. I still think the dropping of the knife that was pretty slick. If you're going to kill somebody with a drone, don't chop them up with the blades. That looks bad for the drone. Use a knife. My wife she says, "Oh, this is gonna be good. You got to watch this one." So I sat down while I was watching it with her. She says, "Now you got something to talk about on your show tonight." So now let's see what kind of crap I'm going to get from the guys for all this stuff I just said. Let's see. You heard it. Okay. Uh, I guess they're
Jamal's,
just ignoring it, or they haven't got it. Do rules matter if you drop a knife on someone with it? No, not really. But they brought up the rules.
yeah.
Ah, but
That was like you said, the guy walked out with the Phantom 4 controller. So, like you said, only drone guys would know that.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Uh,
Oklahoma drone just made it home. Cool.
all right, Matt. Good, good. I hope you was driving safe out there. But yeah, it was really they really showed some good technology with it. Now it's the way I would want to fly a drone, but they had the kid sitting, or the young man. We had that discussion about kids today, didn't we,
Yeah.
Roger? Yeah, the young man that was flying it was sitting. He had this huge, I don't know, about a about the size Ken Hare, one of them 40-inch screens, and he's sitting in front of it, and he's watching it on the map, and he's using joysticks, dual joysticks, but we're talking about the gaming type, or industrial size joysticks, uh, like flight
Okay.
simulator type joysticks, and that's how it's flying. That okay, that was pushing the envelope on reality for drone people. It's like, oh
I
yeah,
just don't
right.
know
Like I'm
why.
gonna sit in my house and fly a drone that way.
I just don't
That
know
was a
why they.
violation of the rule of uh, uh, what is it? You got to keep it in sight to keep in sight. Yeah, he was definitely in
Uh,
violation of that rule because he was sitting inside a building, 2 miles away. So,
okay. Well, line
but
of sight. You know, they couldn't keep it real. You know what I mean? Have a real person doing the flying with a real everything, controllers, everything.
it,
I guess they didn't want to make a movie about drones to
right,
promote the
right.
the drone.
Well, I mean, this one was pushing it anyways because they had Jane Austen, and the
Mm.
guys dressed up like from the was Jane Austen died in 1820, 1818. So
Dang.
don't ask me how I know, okay? Just know I have a degree in English literature, so I have to know that crap, okay? Well, I did have to, and that's the reason I forgot is because I'm no longer, I'm not a teacher, so I'm retired. But I used to have to know that crap, and I still remember some of it. But that my wife watches those things. She used to watch them hours on end, and I had them memorized. And so to break up the monotony, I'd sit there and go into my international movie database and look up everything about the stars, where they were filmed, what kind of technology they used, something to break up the monotony of watching that. Like, okay, will Darcy marry what's her name again? Yeah, okay, yeah, he did the last 25 times. He's still going to marry her. So, thus is the life of a married man. And why so
I
many
like
of
to
you
say
in
hello
here probably aren't.
to, I like to say hello to Drone Crush. A long time I haven't seen you, my friend.
Oh, hey, Drone Crush, glad to see you. All right, who else have I missed tonight? We got Artco, Asgard Studios. Hey, how you doing? Zebmeet is in tonight. All right, Bob Casey, I'm glad to see you on here. And Fly Natural, I'm glad you've made it in. You said you've made it into Dallas, so he said he's supposed to get there about 10 o'clock. I don't know if it's our time or their time. Surely it's our
Who's that?
time.
Who's that? Fly Natural?
Fly Natural, yeah, he's
Yeah,
he
he
headed
said
out
he landed.
tonight.
I think he said he landed already.
Oh, has he landed already? Okay, yeah. Oh, he might have, yeah, because of the time difference, yeah. Midwest Drones, all right, welcome. Let's see. Who else? Of course, Mark Rogers, Chris Hope. And I want to thank Chris Hope for putting up, I talked to him today, and I thank him for putting up these links to the GoFundMe account. There's two of them that are going. One of them is for Fly Natural Roosevelt. He had some tragedy in the family that he's dealing with, and he needed to get home and didn't have a way to get there at the time. So uh, he's gone to see a loved one who's now been put in hospice, and they're hoping, and of course, Roosevelt, you're in our prayers. We're thinking about you, and just keep us
Okay,
informed.
he's in
How you're
Houston on
doing.
the layover.
Do what?
Fly Naturals in Houston.
Oh,
Fly
he's a,
Naturals in Houston on a layover.
okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Yeah, Mark Rogers, I'm going to have to definitely watch the Red Dwarf. I haven't seen it in a while. I need to go back through and binge watch it. We've been binge watching that Midsummer Murders for about 2 weeks. We've gone through 19 seasons in 2 weeks.
my God.
Yeah. We just wake up and like, oh, I haven't seen that one yet. So we'll wake up and like, oh yeah. And if we wake up and there's something like, well, what happened to so and so? Okay, we'll start it back and go back to last episode we remembered before we fell asleep and start it over. So it's, yeah. Welcome, Walker UAV. And
Go play that.
let's see, who else? But and you know, guys, you know me. I kind of play it by ear, and that was the one thing I wanted to talk about because that just struck me as uh, really interesting the way they use those drones. And actually, they were showing a good use for the drones. They were trying to put it on a positive spin, but naturally, you know, greed and avarice and love and all that other crap that they put into movies had to
Yeah.
screw up the drone. you know, uh, but here's the amazing thing: the person who got killed with the drone was actually the young man who was operating him. What I
Oh,
haven't figured out was how the woman, who was an older woman that was also she was the murderer. Okay, how did she know how to
okay.
operate that drone? You know, that's something I mean, you're talking. I say an older woman. She was in her probably her 50s, maybe her late 40s, and yet she knew how to operate that. Not that people our age can't operate drones. It's just not that many women would know how,
Know how
especially
to.
in the UK. You know, how did she know it enough to set it up to kill people with it? you know, food
I
for
don't
thought.
know.
Yeah, it's where my mind goes. You know, I think, but yeah, she couldn't have operated that drone. I mean, it just didn't make sense. You know, I hate it when they screw up a plot line with something that's okay. The guy with the wrong controller, that's bad for most people that fly drones. But anybody
Yeah,
else wouldn't know the difference, you know. But when you
yeah.
just screw up a whole plot line, nah, that's just yeah, it just makes you want to uh, reach out and slap someone.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah,
yeah. It's. I don't know. I don't look at those programs or. It's very rare I look at TV now.
right.
So
Wait,
the only time I look at TV is when I'm having supper. I look at Star Trek, and after that, the news. That's it.
yeah,
I turn off the
yeah.
TV. It's off till next morning, next
Have you
afternoon.
watched that new series of Star Trek, that brand new one?
Oh yeah, every Thursday night, me and Kim are sitting right in front of the TV looking at it every Thursday night.
Really? Man,
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
one, I'm not paying CBS money to watch something that I don't think is that good of a product. I'll watch the Orville. It's free. And
Oh,
I'm a Trekkie too, you know?
I got Netflix on the computer, so we look
Yep.
at it. I got my 40-inch screen here. We look at it on
Yeah.
that. That's it, you know.
Yeah.
So, but,
Well, Roger, one of the
we
things I
took.
want to ask is how did you get started doing this live streaming twice in a day? And, you're doing at least once a day, 7 days a week. How'd you get started doing
Yeah.
this?
Well, it's just like everybody knows. I used to be on other channels too before, but my channel wasn't growing, and other people's channels weren't growing. So I decided to make it to a hub so that everybody can join in and help grow. And I like it. I like it doing that and helping out the people. So I decided to do it. And like everybody knows, I'm on a handicap pension. I'm not working or nothing. So that's all I got to do. And I live in the countryside. I don't live near a town or nothing. The nearest town is about 25, 30 minutes away from here. Uh, so I'm always at home,
Right.
especially in the winter. You can't go out. So
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that's why I decided to do this. It's like a hobby for me.
Right.
In the
Right.
summer I will get out to fly, but
Okay.
I like helping other people grow their channels. That's for
Well,
sure.
I definitely want to give you thanks for that because you got me over 500, and I have enjoyed immensely being on your panels in the morning when I'm awake enough to actually get on one. you know, and we've had some. Sometimes I think you bring like Paul and I in on days you're just not really interested in working real hard at it. You let us run our mouths. Because I see you sitting back there like you're about to go to sleep.
This morning took me everything this morning. Believe me.
I can tell. I can tell. I knew you was whooped because you'd gotten
Yeah,
up a lot
yeah,
earlier than you intended, and
yeah. That's it. And
but
see, I got to get up again early tomorrow morning. I got to go and get those blood tests done tomorrow morning. So
okay, you gonna be
I
able to
couldn't
get
go this
out
morning.
tomorrow?
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. It's completely stopped right now, and there's no more snow. It's not snowing anymore, and it's clearing up. It's supposed to be a very nice tomorrow, but cold. Now we're going to a deep freeze.
Okay.
So,
Well,
but for channel wise, that's why I'm doing it. I'm doing it as a hobby, having fun at it too, and and everybody knows I'm not a pro in flying.
yeah,
Everybody knows I'm not good. I'm not good in electronics or nothing like that.
right.
Like I said, I'm just here to help guys grow their channels too. So,
Well, I tell you what, of the so many people that I know on here that I've met through through YouTube, and many of the subscribers I got, I'm going to say a
mm,
good percentage of them, probably well over 60% of my subscribers have come, maybe even more, have come from you. You know,
mm,
just being in on your channel, and not even when I wasn't on the panel, just meeting people in chat, like these guys are doing right now. And
yeah,
you've done a lot for the drone community, and I really appreciate you coming on here. Mel's bandwidth is gone to crap right now, and uh, he's
I'm
also
sorry to hear
limited
that,
in how
Mel.
much he can use. Yeah, they're working on it, but it's still going to be. Plus, he's limited. I don't know if he's still in the house or not, but
Yeah, he's still here. Yep,
is he still here? Okay, but
yep.
yeah, I met so many of the guys here, and uh, I'm not even. I think I started following you. There was another drone group. Uh,
Hmm.
okay, Fly Natural found me through iSpike. Yeah, a lot of guys found me through iSpike too. He's another one that's done a lot for
Yeah,
everybody.
yeah,
And I think I found Spike uh, off of this channel. That's
yeah.
or off of your channel. I mean, I say this. I'm thinking I'm still in. No, no, we're in my channel now, aren't we, Roger?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Let's see. I'm supposed to be in charge, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yep,
Not
yep.
doing very
Right.
good. I'm losing it. It sucks getting old. But anyways, but yeah, I met Spike through yours, and I started following him, and then he was on Ken Aaron's show, and that's somebody who went somewhere like a bottle rocket. I mean, he just shot
Yeah,
off.
he
He
boosted it really fast. Yep, yep. He
Yeah.
got, but I started looking at Ken Herron too at the beginning also, and he took off like a jet in his channel. But he knows a lot more than I do on drones. He has a lot more experience than I do. So
Who's that?
Ken Herron, he
Oh
knows a
yeah,
lot more about drones than anything else. So
yeah.
like I'm just like a what they call the hub, a
Well, and
terminus,
that's
in
it.
other words.
You are a hub. You're
Yeah,
something for everybody to a place for everybody to gather, and it's
hmm,
almost gotten to where it's like my morning cup of coffee. Just even if I'm not in on the panel, just sitting there, visiting with
yeah,
everybody, and that's how I met so many of these guys. I started following
my,
Ken Herron actually off of Kelly from Ready Set Drone when Ken had that car wreck last year or
yeah,
year before in 2017, and
yeah,
uh, I had been watching Kelly at Ready Set Drones, and because I was just starting to get into the drone thing, I'd been playing around with SEMAs and stuff like that, and some what is it,
hmm,
JJRCs or something like that, and
yeah,
I had a couple of those, and my son had given me a Phantom 2 Vision, and or a Phantom 2 Plus,
okay,
I think is what it was, and I can't remember which one it was, and it's the one that had the well, it didn't have a gimbal on it, but he had taken it apart and put a gimbal on it and attached you could attach a GoPro on it. So uh, I was using no. He he took the camera that came with it, which was just a standard mounted camera, just it fixed, and he took that apart and he put it on a gimbal, and so it shot in I think 720. It might have done 1080, but I think it's 720, and that's where I first started getting into DJI stuff and messing with that, and I never could get it to really fly because I just didn't take the time, and so I
Yeah.
started looking at maybe upgrading, and then I ended up buying the Spark. Through a series of events, I ended up just buying three of them, but bought one for myself and one for my two sons. And hello, Jim from Help at Home. You finally made it. Okay, good. And uh, but yeah, so I started. I was looking at drones and trying to figure out what I wanted to do, and so that's when I started following Kelly. And then Ken had the wreck. I caught Ken's show, caught his first live show from the hospital, and then just
Mm.
kind of kept you know plugging along, and
Yeah.
I ran into a lot of these guys at Ken's show, and then I
Yeah.
followed a couple of the different networks. There was another drone network that I followed, and I don't
Mhm.
know, too much drama, I think so. And through that is I think how I found you, and
I was in Ken. I was in Ken's way before his car accident. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and I ran into you, I guess, through Ken Aaron's show, and got
Mhm.
away from all the drama stuff because yours seems so laid back and is like me. It's just like, okay, I can handle this. So, but uh,
uh, can I just say hello to a couple of guys in here first?
yeah, you do all. Yeah, yeah.
Bob Casey, how you doing? Um, John Obsessed, how you doing? Nice to see you. Chris Hope, um, Brian Gearby, how you doing, my friend? Nice to see you. Art Cole, Mark Rogers, Help at Home. Yeah, just get to your question a while ago. On March 4th, it'll make 1 year. I'm doing this 7 days a week.
Wow. I
Yeah,
I
it'll
know what
make
it's
one
like
year.
to I know what it's like to do a vlog, every day. But to do it, sit
Hmm.
in front of the and do a live stream for as many hours as you do it, is how many hours a day do you do this?
Basically about uh, 4 hours a day in the mornings, and then at night times about another 4 hours when I do it at nighttime. But nighttime, I'm only doing it on Saturday nights now. I was covering Val's channel every Sunday night and Tuesday night.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
So
you were. That's
now
right.
she's
When she
back.
was.
Yeah, yeah. Now Val's back and all that. We need we need Roger to start talking French to Lloyd. Oh my God.
Yeah, no, it
That's
would. I get confused enough with English, you know.
enough.
Guys, in case you haven't figured it out, I speak hillbilly. Okay, I'm from Oklahoma, so English is a second language.
Yeah.
Actually, I used to game with back years ago. We started gaming on PCs, and we started with like Medal of Honor and Call of Duty and stuff. And Judy ran a guild, and 'cause she was gaming with us, and we had two French Canadians from Quebec and from
Mhm.
Montreal, and
Yeah.
they had. Unlike you, they had a very heavy, thick French accent. They spoke nothing but
Okay.
French except very seldom, and that's why when I heard you speak French the first time on the phone, I'm like, oh, okay, he's French Canadian, all right,
Yeah.
because your English is so much different than what theirs was. But one of them, his name was Sailor, and yeah, I guess it makes sense. But he had retired from the Canadian Navy, and I'm thinking, Canada has a navy. I never heard about it.
Yeah.
No offense to my Canadian friends, really. But because I used to speak Spanish fluently, and because French, Italian, Portuguese, and Spanish are all
Mhm.
Latin based languages, there's a few words I pick up here and there, and I could understand. And the two brothers, when they were trying to sneak around and come up behind and shoot us, were speaking in French, thinking I didn't understand anything they said. I understood enough to keep from them sneaking up and killing me in the game. So, but
Lloyd, Oklahoma's drone are saying, "Hey everyone, I found out that Canadian Drone Hub, talking about me, I guess,
yeah,
will dance for $100. How much will it take for Lloyd to dance?"
let's see how much. What's he saying?
Will it take-
How much would I
How much will it take for the grumpy
for me to
vlogger
dance?
dance?
About 1,000. If you guys, if you've seen his dance, it's by far. I mean, he's like the Michael Jackson compared to me in dancing. That's okay. He's much better. Matter of fact, you guys would probably make me pay 1,000 to each one of you just to keep from dancing again. Like now. You would pay me not to dance. Maybe it'd be the better way to put it.
And there's
I
no
saw that
poles
this morning.
involved.
I saw that this morning and I just busted up. That was. Uh, and if anybody hasn't seen that, somebody needs to go find that link. I don't know who put that up this morning. Paul Murray, you put it up this morning. If you're in the house, you need to
Well,
share
see,
that with
I got-
everybody.
I got how you call that, sucked in to do it. So
Well, there's the difference. I'm not going to get sucked into it. I don't care how much money they give.
I didn't want to disappoint anybody, so
Yeah,
I
well,
had to do it.
that's why I'm the grumpy vlogger. I love disappointing people. The more people I disappoint, the better I feel. Jim Walsh, I'll give you 20 pounds of Vegemite if you dance for. No, no, I don't like Vegemite that much.
No thanks.
I'll eat some Vegemite, but I won't dance. Actually, I actually did a video, but I can't play it on YouTube because I get a copyright strike. But it was it last January? No, 2 years ago. It was on Judy's birthday, and her last aunt had passed away, and we had to bury her on Judy's birthday. And she was really bummed out and depressed. It was kind of, it is kind of a bummer when you lose the last aunt in your family, and and they were real close. She was like a mother to her. And so I still had on my suit jacket from the funeral, but I had on black pajama pants and flip flops. And I found one of those hats, sort of is a black one, but it was like Michael Jackson wears when he does that dance routine to Norma Jean. Anyways,
Okay.
I started playing Norma Jean on my iPhone, and I found one of her. It's one of these scrub gloves, but it was a silver colored one. So I put on the silver glove and I start dancing to that. And she picks up her iPhone and records it, and then shared it on Facebook. That's just so. If you guys want to see me dance, go look on Facebook. You'll have to hunt for it. So I won't play it on here because I'd get a YouTube strike because the music is from Michael Jackson. So yeah, we do. We need to have Roger do the Vegemite challenge. And I know Kim have some around the house because I've seen him eat it.
Yeah, well, no way. I'm not going to touch that bottle. Old as it is, no way.
Yeah, and in case you guys don't know it, I was actually on the morning he tried it. I was watching, and Kim, who is Roger's co-host and shares the other chair that's empty at the moment. Speaking of Kim, where is he?
He's upstairs. He's playing on his game at PS4.
What? He couldn't be bothered to watch my show? I mean, really?
He's very he didn't put his computer on today because of the weather, because the power
Oh,
goes off and
oh,
on here often. But I got this big battery pack thing
oh,
now for
okay,
my computer.
okay, all right.
So
Yeah, Mark
that's
Rogers. Kim ate took a spoonful of Vegemite to a 17 years old. It's
17
like,
years old. Yeah.
oh my God, I thought he was going to die for. Well, that's how I got the tube of Vegemite because my buddy Grant found a, a bottle in his cupboard that was about 17 years old. And he was telling me about it. And I said, oh my God, that stuff, 17 years, are you kidding? And this was long before I'd done my Vegemite challenge or before Kim did his. And
Uh,
it's like, oh my God, I can't believe you ate that. Well, next, we were talking about that like on a Friday. On Monday, I had a
mhm.
tube of Vegemite in my mailbox. It was a new tube, by the way. If anybody's
Okay.
not seen my challenge on the channel, it's on there. But yeah,
It's because Kim got that bottle when a girl from Australia came down. She spent 3 months with us, and she brought that down. And so Kim kept it as a souvenir, you
oh
know.
wow, yeah,
So yeah, and we
yeah.
opened it
They
the day
they they
we
eat the
tried.
stuff, you know,
Yeah,
like uh well,
like
just
peanut butter.
well, yeah, like peanut butter. Yeah, they. I gotta admit, on toast with butter, it's not bad. Centroid uh, was, oh, it was on my show. It was last week or week before, I think. Uh, he came on. He was in the chat, and
Mhm.
Mel brought him in through his network, and then he played back through ours and or through mine, and he did the Vegemite challenge live. So.
Okay.
But yeah, we got. Well, every time I'd go into his show, he'd say, "I still got it, Lloyd. I still got it. I'm gonna, he'd show the seal wasn't broken. I want to take it." Finally, he showed up on here, and I kept telling Mel about it. Finally, Mel says, "Ah, we'll solve that problem. We're just gonna bring him on in." We forced him. Now he likes it. He actually likes it. So
Yeah, yeah, he still has it. Yeah.
yeah, God. Well, I
It's
mean, it's already been fermented, so it's not like it's salt and fermented yeast, so yeast
mhm.
extract, so it can't really get any worse, you know.
Fly Naturals right down. Okay, thanks for it, Oliver. That means a lot. You know, I have a Steve Carpenter's number. Text him and give him my number. Okay.
Yeah, Steve Carpenter is probably working as usual, and let's see, what else. Roger should do Vegemite. Yeah, let's
Oh,
see. Oh,
don't
level
forget to hit
one,
that like
Bob.
button, everybody.
Do what?
I said, don't forget to hit that like button, everybody. It
Oh yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, and Micro
helps out Lloyd's
Studios.
channel also.
I think forgot to say yeah, Norma Jean. That was the song. Yeah, uh, and I'm just trying to see if there's anybody I've missed that. Yeah, I know Zeb. Grease my chair. I will someday. I do that just to aggravate you because I know it just drives you nuts. So there you go.
I had
There's a squeaking chair for you.
I
Uh,
really had to get rid of my chair though. That was the other chair I had there was hurting my tailbone, something awful.
well, this
And
one
this one here, but
yeah. What kind is that one?
it's I bought it at Staples.
Oh, okay.
It's Centra.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I may have to look
Here
at
it's
that.
expensive here in Canada, as you know. It
Right.
costs about almost $400 the chair, but it has a very good guarantee on it. If your leather
Right.
just scratches a little bit, cuts open a little bit, they change the chair completely and everything. So
Really? Yeah,
yeah,
we don't have a
well,
Staples
they
here in
change the chair.
Oklahoma.
They send you a coupon for the amount of the chair, so you can take the coupon, go back to the store, and buy something else with it.
Oh
So
wow. Okay.
I bought that guarantee in case the leather ever rips or whatever.
Yeah.
They don't even want a picture of it, nothing. You just send you a coupon, go get another one, or buy something else.
Well, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I need to get a new chair. Actually, I've got a really good chair in the office, and I just didn't bother moving it out because it's so much heavier. It's an actual uh, it's an it's an actual old office chair. You know, it's got the wood handles
Okay.
and it's got the padding on it. You know, and
Okay.
you know, it's one that's been around for. It's been reupholstered, I think, once, and it's probably been around for 50 years. I mean, this thing's made solid, and
Sturdy. Yeah. There
yes,
you
yeah,
go.
it's a good old fashioned uh yeah, good old fashioned office chair. You know, you can't buy them like that anymore because most of them nowadays are. I mean, this has got the heavy casters on it and real heavy
Okay.
sturdy legs. The legs aren't plastic; they're heavy metal. So,
Mm.
and I'm not referring to the type of music when I say heavy metal. So Matt, don't get excited there. He probably doesn't listen to. He wouldn't listen to heavy metal anyways. One, he's from Oklahoma, and heavy metal is way beyond his age group. Oh,
Yeah. Jim Wallace says there's nobody beside me in this other chair because it's usually plugged in. There you go.
uh, what did? But anyways, yeah. Let's see. Have we? Well, we're coming up. We're getting close to. I'm actually trying to keep this. Yeah. If I get it, guys. I need to get some WD-40. Okay. You know, I mean, they're writing in WD, 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 and then 40, 40, 40. It's like, okay, I get it. Uh, yes, level one, Bob. I am in the Muskogee area, Muskogee, Oklahoma. And uh,
Just
gameplay
not
tactics,
recommended.
welcome.
I like it.
Let's see who else about minutes. We got Chris Hope, Lever Guns 50, 110. All right, glad you could join us. First, Rick Halber. I always appreciate Rick Halber. He's the one who donated that Tello, which, by the way, the Tello has been sent off. It's yesterday it was in Chicago, so I
Ah.
sent it off on Thursday. So it's made it to Chicago. I think they've sent it on the back of a turtle, but uh, it's getting there, and it'll probably get hung up in
Well,
uh, uh, what is it where they do the imports at customs. Yeah, I'll spend about a week and a half. This poor young man is just waiting for it. Well, there he is right there. Uh, uh, Michael's RC Snowmobile. He is the winner of the Tello. And Michael, it is on its way. I checked. Oh, my apologies, guys. Let me get one of the guys was asking me. I think Zebney was asking me what I was eating today because I'm always eating candy or something, and I actually wasn't this morning, but I need to give me a cough drop here because keeps me from coughing quite so much.
Rick Oliver says you could use the Vegemite on your chair. There you
I've
go.
been told that more than once. Yeah,
Uh,
I actually have some WD-40 somewhere, but I'll be danged if I can remember where it's at, and I'm too cheap to go buy another can because I just lose it too. I mean, I know I've
I know
got one.
everything. I know everything I have is in the garage, and man, there's about this much snow in front of the door, so frick it. I'm not gonna
Exactly.
go
Yeah.
shovel.
Yeah. But anyways, I'm gonna milk this along for about another 2 or 3 minutes, and then we're gonna get ready to turn on the timer and shut her down. But Roger, man, I appreciate you coming on here. I really do. Uh,
Oh, I really appreciate coming on. Yeah,
you know,
I really enjoyed it.
you have done so much for the drone community. I mean, you really, when you said you were a hub, you're right because I see so many of these guys in there, you know, and
it's the numbers that kill me. When I see people doing a lot of really good, fantastic videos, and they're not getting the likes they're supposed to get, not getting the watch time, the view times on their videos, and they're not getting more supporters. That's what bugs me. That's why I invite a lot of people in to get more supporters, get them to look at each other's videos. You know, personally, I don't look at that many notifications because I really do not have time in a day to do it,
Right.
because I get over 300, 400 notifications a day, and I can't go through all that.
Yeah.
So, but I like to be here to help the people get better people into their
Well,
channels
and that's
and
what
get
you
new
do.
people
I
into that.
mean, I got 500 because, I've been kind of Rick Halber set me up to do the contest by donating
Hmm.
that Tello and the controller. And I
Hmm.
was ticking along, slowly. I started climbing steady again. I mean, I had stalled at 449,
Yeah. Hmm.
and then I started the contest, and that started getting me a little momentum because I started pushing myself to, talk about things, kind of up my game just a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I
Yeah.
was within that 20-point mark, and you invited me on that weekend.
Hmm.
Was weekend and a half ago,
Yeah. Yeah.
and weekend before last. And when I got on there, I just boom. Of course, what's aggravating me is the fact that I hit. And Rodney thinks it's funny, but Rodney Bell didn't get his 500 until after I got mine. But he's kicking my butt now. He's like 20 points ahead of me. It's like, really? What did I do wrong now? So, so
Almost quite
you
natural.
can't bring Rodney on for a little while, not until I get a little closer to 1,000. Then you can bring him on. He can get ahead of me then. But until then, no. He's
Yeah. Well,
but
see, Kim goes on in the morning on his computers and on his computer, and he checks a lot of notifications and he answers to a lot of them and everything. So that helps me out a little bit because you know I can't look at everybody's videos. It's very hard to do.
oh yeah, yeah. Even with well, I'm vlogging. I've cut back to 4 days a week. I'm doing a live stream one night a week on my own, and I'm usually co-hosting with Mel, and uh, and we're always playing with stuff. But yeah, it's hard to do that, and with 500 subscribers, it's getting harder for me to answer each comment on
Oh
my site. You know,
yeah,
and
yeah,
I hate missing a comment. And
yeah,
when you're putting up one every day, video every day, you can't always get all those comments. You miss the one or two that come in a few days afterwards because you moved on to the next one. And so,
mm,
any of you guys that are out there, they're in the chat tonight, I want you to know that it is never meant uh, as a slight if I don't get to answer your comments. It's just, plus I'm taking care of my wife. I'm helping her out. So
yeah. That's
that's
it too. Yeah.
that. I've got that part of my life that sometimes that takes up my whole day.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh yeah. For sure.
you know, but Roger, you've done so much for the community, and if any of you guys that don't know who he is, there's a link in the description. Uh, and it's the Canadian Drone Hub. You need to check him out because he does a show. What are your hours in the morning?
9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time
That would be eight
till
o'clock
about
Central Time.
yeah, till about quarter to one or 1 p.m. Then after that, sometimes I get on at spur of the moment at nighttime. Sometimes, depends how it
Right,
goes.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, I do appreciate you not doing a show on Monday nights because that way I'm not having any more competition than necessary. I've appreciated that. Actually, I appreciate you coming in the chat too. But guys, I think I'm gonna wind this down. Roger, I can't thank you enough for being on here. And Mel, I know you're out there. I miss you being on here, buddy. And there is
Okay, Rodney
can't
Bell.
stages. There's Rodney Bell speaking of bad things, and there he is. You start talking. I think the world of Rodney. Do not get me wrong. I think Rodney is a great guy. Him and I are shipmates. You know, we even though he was in the Navy and I was in the Air Force, we're still shipmates. But
Uh,
thanks,
okay.
Rodney, for stopping in. You just about to finish up here. So, and thank you, Jim. I appreciate that. And I appreciate everybody who came on my show tonight. Roger, you guys need to check him out. This gentleman right here is somebody, if you don't follow him, you need to. You need to catch one of his live streams. You never know. You might see me early in the morning or late at night. It's on a weekend, you'll see me in a bathrobe. I've been known to. Was it? No, it was a night show that I came on. I was in the bathrobe, wasn't I?
Yeah, I think it was, yeah.
Yeah. There you go. You never know what you're going to see.
Uh,
But yeah,
and
and again, I
sometimes
wanted to.
special guests. We have special guests on too sometimes. We got Cab 7 comes on. We get
Yeah,
Andrew from Pusa Studios. We get Green Bay Wacky on there too sometimes, and Lloyd. And we're going to try and get Mel in. Mel's been in a couple of times, but we're going to wait till he gets his internet up and running better. He'll be
right.
coming in more.
Yeah.
And Fly Natural's been on too. You know, we got quite a few people coming on. We've got Paul Murray. We got uh, Brian Gearby came on. Barnacle, but you know, we got a few guests in. You know,
We
it
had
helps out.
Roger Price on this morning was on there, and that was
Yeah,
that
yeah.
young man. And I say young man is relatively speaking, you know, but it's all relative to our age. But he's really sharp when it comes to that DJI stuff. You know, I mean, he's
Yeah.
uh, he was fun to have on there. I still think the funnest we had was when we had Andrew on the earlier this last week. I was really thinking he was going to hurl right in the middle of all that.
Yeah.
we do
When
you
Cap 7
realize
was,
how many views we could have got off of that if we'd have replayed it on our own channels?
oh, oh yeah, oh yeah.
I was hoping it didn't work out, but anyways,
Mark Rogers been on.
yeah, okay. Yeah, you've had some great people on there, and I've always felt privileged that you've asked me to come on. And but anyways, Roger, again, I want to thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and start the timer here and run it out, and I'll come back on to say a few minutes. But you're
Okay.
free to sit in the chat and just hang loose, and you know if you want to. But like I said, you can close out whenever you're ready to because I'm going to start the timer, and I just usually come
Okay.
back on and say bye, and then I'm
Yeah.
done. So
Hit that like button, everybody.
thank you,
Coming
thank
in,
you,
going out. Hit that like button.
and don't forget, check out Canadian Drone Hub. Roger, it has just been absolutely fantastic having you on here, and I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you, sir.
All right, and
Thank you
everybody,
for having me.
I'm going to call it a night. I'm going to go ahead and start the timer, and we can visit in the chat for the next 5 minutes and some odd seconds, and y'all have a good one, okay?
Bye,
And
Lloyd.
all right, goodbye. Thanks, Roger. Appreciate it.
kindly view me on YouTube.
And one final goodbye to everybody. Thank you very much for joining in. I appreciate it. Uh, and I hope everything goes well with you, Fly Natural. Our prayers are with you, and you're in our prayers. So, again, I want to thank Roger from Canadian Drone Hub. Go check him out. And I'm out of here, so I'm going to call it a night, guys. Thanks everybody for joining in. All right, y'all have a good one. Bye bye for now.